Technology is always changing. Seems like every minute there's an update on the new hot thing on the market that has some sort of slight improvement on its predecessor. This is no different in film. Film seems to change even more frequently than anything else. And it has to stay fresh and exciting. Back in the day, in around 1877, when film was actually just becoming a thing, when Edison and the Lumiere brothers were just discovering how to actually use a movie camera, technology for film didn't change all too often. It wasn't until about 1915, about 40 years after Edison and Lumiere brothers were discovering this, that D.W. Griffith came along and actually edited a movie. It's called the classical Hollywood editing style. All it did was really cut from further away to closer up on the characters to build some sort of emotion from the audience to the characters in the movie. In 1927, when the Jazz Singer came out and introduced sound, this was the biggest technological change in film since Eisenstein made the Soviet montage theory. It enhanced the experience and it started to become an art rather than just a fad that Edison and the Lumiere brothers thought it would be. Even later, when color was brought to the party, film started to be able to express itself using all the senses of the human body, making film become closer and even more personal towards the audience. It hasn't just been the production of the film that has changed since 1877, it's also been the post-production, mainly in the editing room. It used to be that there would be a team of people sitting on benches all day, cutting and splicing film together to make the final product. But now with computers, there's usually only one or two people editing the whole movie. It's really easy now for anyone to shoot and edit anything they want with free software that you can get right off the internet. In the era that we live in, movies can be made fast and cheap. Whereas in those good old days of Edison and George Méliès, they were expensive and took a very long time to make. That's not to say all movies nowadays are made in a week and are really cheap, but the average YouTube video, which almost every one gets more hits than a feature film, is made fast and cheap. With this new editing software and free downloadable effects, images, sounds, anyone is able to make a masterpiece. The best, and in some cases the worst enhancement on film, is CGI, or computer-generated images. To me, this is where film can either shine or fail. It didn't become popular to use until about the 80s, when computers started to become mainstream and easier for an average person to use. It changed how we interact and even see film. In some cases, we can believe the lowly private eye is interacting with a cartoon rabbit, but in most cases, I feel that it's almost impossible to believe that some CGI characters are really there interacting with live-action humans. Most times, this CG can just bring an audience out of the film and not make a believable or interactable world that Wizard of Oz could in the 1930s with the use of its minimalist techniques. Avatar, one of my least favorite movies, was made in 2009, and it has the best effects really ever seen in movies. Even if you don't like it, you can't dispute that this is a beautiful film to look at. James Cameron had to wait 15 years till the technology was good enough to even try and make this film. And even during filming, there still needed to be some tweaks or enhancements on the technology to get the emotion needed for these characters. And I think that's what this technological advancement movement era, whatever it is, should try to accomplish, is how to tell a story, or just actually being able to do that. With the technology changing constantly in film, it seems like we're getting closer to being able to really interact and bond with the computer characters on screen, rather than disbelieving they are actually even there. And that's what James Cameron was able to do with the improved technology that showed how powerful a computer-generated character can generate a human emotion